Hi everyone, Nick here from the Trevian Legends team. Welcome to Ask Trevian, where we answer the most asked questions from the community. As you can see from the title, today's topic is a very popular technique used by a lot of you guys, the so-called sniping waves or cutting waves technique. And no, I'm not talking about hairstyles of surfers, in case you are completely clueless of what I'm talking about. Now, before we start, don't forget to activate the subtitles in the options, subscribe to the channel, and click that little notification bell so that you'll never miss another video of us again. And now, let's snipe some waves. Now, let's start with a small introduction. If you are a veteran player, I am 100% sure you have heard this term before. Maybe your community calls it cutting or splitting. Regardless of terminology, it's one of the most important defense tactics that you really have to master if you want to be forever appreciated by your alliance. And honestly, it's just a really satisfying feeling when you succeed. You feel like a true ninja. With the term sniping, we mean when defensive troops land into a very small time gap between two attacks, literally 1 second or so. The snipe should ideally hit on the same second as the first attack or any seconds in between the next attack. When troops are sent to a target hitting right on the same second, they will land exactly in the same order as they were sent. What I mean is that the game uses the first in, first out principle. Actions that are scheduled to happen in the same second will happen in the same order as they were scheduled. As a consequence, since the actual attack was sent first, it will also land right before the snipe. Since the snipe hits just after the first attack, it will make the second attack hit the defense. If the snipe is successful, the attacked village won't take damage from catapults and the overall damage is decreased. To make it even clearer, let's go through this example. Imagine this scenario with 4 attacks incoming to your beloved village. Each of them aims to destroy 2 targets for a total of 8 destroyed targets. This is a pretty big hit you're receiving and you really don't want to fall behind. Now imagine the same exact scenario with 4 incoming attacks, but you manage to sneak a snipe in between. Yes, you still lose the first 4 targets, but by placing your defense between the second and the third wave, you save the other 4 and you kill 400 catapults of your enemy. Isn't it much better? As a rule of thumb, most attacking players will place the biggest part of their hammer in the first wave in hopes of clearing out any stacked defense and allowing the rest of their catapult waves to hit a village empty of defenders. As a defender, if you know that you won't be able to stack a big enough defense to kill the hammer with minimal losses in time, this is definitely the most interesting alternative. What can be considered a good snipe in early game? I would say 300 to 800 units are considered a good snipe. But of course, that number will increase with the game progressing. What about mid-game and endgame? First of all, a side note. Attackers who attack with 8 waves, which is the maximum allowed by the wave builder, are perfectly aware that late waves can be sniped. Even waves sent perfectly on time can only come 4 per second. It's not unusual for them to use the so-called mid-cleaner or baby hammer to the 5th wave to prevent catapults from being sniped. Normally, this consists of 4 to 10% of the main hammer. As a result, in the mid-game, the reasonable defense would be 2 to 3k defense units if you expect only catapults with small support, or even up to 10 to 20k if you expect your opponent to use a mid-cleaner. Is this working if my opponent is using the wave builder? Yep, you just need to train and train to execute the perfect snipe, but it does work. And that's a wrap. If you have further questions about sniping waves, don't forget to leave them in the comment section. Thank you all for watching and make sure you stay tuned on our Facebook page, blog, forum and Discord server for all Trevian news. And as always, happy raiding everyone.